Hi, this is Jeff Gentry, BPA, Bloodstain Pattern Analyst. Today I'm going to answer a subscriber question. So one of my previous videos, I looked at how much blood volume different animals have versus humans. So today I'm going to look at how much blood do Shaquille O'Neal versus Andre the Giant have. So if you remember from my previous video, I am about 6 foot, 210 pounds. So my blood volume is going to be about 1.5 gallons. And remember, that's just an approximate. So if you were going to be doing any kind of a formal analysis, you'd want to get a better idea of how much blood a person has. And that's going to be based off their height and weight. So first, let's take a look at who these people are that I'm going to be looking at. Shaquille O'Neal, everybody should know who he is. He is a professional basketball player, or was a professional basketball player. He's enormous, 7'1", 324 pounds, and has a shoe size of 22. At one point during his career, there was an Andre the Giant memorial battle for wrestling, and he wrestled Big Show at WrestleMania 32. So he actually was involved at wrestling at some point. It was kind of a show thing, but kind of an interesting fact. So, Andre the Giant. Unfortunately, he is deceased, but he was a massive human being. He died at the age of 46. He was born in France. He was 7'4", 520 pounds, and had a shoe size of 24. That is enormous. That's huge. So he actually had a condition called giantism, where there's too much growth hormone in the body. So that's why he grew to the size that he did. In one interview, he told Dave Letterman that he drank 119 beers in one single sitting. So I could do maybe 2 to 3 beers at the most, but Andre the Giant drank 119. That's pretty impressive. So this picture up here at the top, he actually wrestled a guy by the name of Jake the Snake at one point. And funny fact about that is Andre the Giant was scared of snakes. You wouldn't imagine that based on his size. So to actually do an official calculation of someone's blood, you need to take into consideration their size. So you have to look at both their height and their weight. And the equation that I would use is the Dadler equation. So there's a publication here, PubMed. You can go look that up if you're interested. Okay, so the equation up here at the top, it has both the height and the weight, and there's a formula. So I'm a science nerd. I really like the math. So I kind of had fun doing this. But remember, consider that the average male blood volume is 5 to 5.5 liters or 1.3 to 1.5 gallons. So I said in my approximation that I'm going to have about 1.5 gallons. Okay, so let's look at these different people here. First, myself. So I'm 71 inches tall, 215 pounds. So my blood volume calculated should be 5,895 milliliters. That is approximately 1.5 gallons. So I was pretty close to my approximation. Now let's take a look at Shaq. So Shaq, 85 inches tall, 324 pounds. He's going to have almost double what I had, 9,027 milliliters and 2.4 gallons. That's quite a bit more blood than I have in my body. So that's an enormous blood volume. Okay, now Andre the Giant. Andre the Giant, 88 inches, 520 pounds. He's going to have over 12,000 milliliters of blood. He had 3.3 gallons of blood in his body. That is pretty impressive. So that makes sense why he could drink so much alcohol in one sitting. It's not going to affect him the way it would me. So if I take in that same quantity of alcohol, it's going to have a much greater effect on my blood volume than it would his. Okay, so Shaq, after doing all this analysis, I feel pretty comfortable if vampires attack. So unfortunately, they're going to be coming for you and not me. They're going to want your 2.5 gallons of blood. So a couple years ago, I went to Comic-Con. That's me in the Spider-Man suit. And I actually had an opportunity to stand next to an Andre the Giant statue. So he is 7'4", I'm 5'11", just a massive human being. I want to thank Pixabay and Wikipedia for the pictures. This is Jeff Gentry, BPA, Bloodstain Pattern Analysis. I am answering a subscriber question. Please like and subscribe. If you have questions yourself, please submit them. I'll be happy to try to answer them. Also submit your blood photos. Maybe I can feature them on my page.